don't think they've told us quite yet, but I mean, leading up to our scrimmages, leading up to this, I'm expecting it to be. I mean, we're both going to pitch one of the games or start one of the games, but I'm not sure which game yet.
How does Gavin's injury affect you as pitchers, or not much, or what are you kind of looking forward to with Cody and Josh?
I think all our catchers. I'm comfortable with all our catchers. They all bring something to the table. I think they're all really good defensively, offensively. What do you think?
Yeah, I think whoever we put behind the plate's good enough to catch. I think that our depth this year at the catching position's pretty deep. So whoever's back there, we're pretty comfortable.
Lucas, you came on strong late in the year last year. How much will you rely on that experience going into this year?
It was a huge confidence boost going into this year. I'm hoping to take that and basically do the exact same thing, maybe a little better.
Y'all looked at any film of Cincinnati or remind me of Ohio yet?
Not yet, no.
We're going into that tonight, I believe.
We know they got some new guys, and they got a couple old guys that did pretty good last year, but no, we haven't looked at them yet.
How exciting is it just to actually start the season, to be at home in front of what we all expect to be a lot of fans?
It's definitely a huge relief. Kind of getting tired of pitching against our own guys. I know they're tired of hitting off of us, but what do you think? I
agree with him 100%. It's nice to face somebody else after facing everybody for 6 months.
Is there any talk with the younger guys about how crazy the atmosphere is here? Any preparation or tips for kind of handling that?
I know I've been to some games before. I actually played my first game here, and it kind of doesn't compare. I guess it's something you just kind of have to experience yourself. But I know they're all excited for it. We're all excited for it, so we're definitely ready to get it underway.
The fact that State's planning on taking Ross and Trevor and putting them in the bullpen if things work out as planned, is that an encouragement to y'all? They have that kind of faith that you guys and whoever else in that third spot can carry this rotation this year?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a sign that they have faith in us to start the game and then get it to them at the end of the game, and then they also have faith in them to finish it out. So it's definitely going to be a staff effort this year, and we'll find out who's going to contribute when the season gets going.
I agree with that 100%. I feel that it helps put a little bit of experience in the bullpen because, we lost some guys with experience in that area. So them having faith in us to get the job done early, and then them having faith for them to finish things out, I think that's huge for our team.
In the past, I know the team's kind of relied on the bullpen as being that backbone of the staff. Could it change this year in the sense with so many arms in the front half of the rotation that the starters could kind of be that backbone of the staff with Lindgren and Holder both departing after last year?
Yeah, I guess that it could be something along those lines. I always think that you win games when you can bridge the starter to the end of the bullpen, and that's where the games are won and lost. So it's really going to come down to whoever, either the starter getting them deep into the game and then finishing out, or maybe somebody's got to come out of the pen and bridge that gap. So it's really going to be, like I said, up to the whole staff to get the job done.
I agree with that as well. He just, I believe, as our bullpen starts gaining more experience towards the end of the year, like they're going to be just as good as, I'd say just as good as last year. I think they're going to be huge for us as well.
For game one, we're going to start Preston Brown. And then, I think we have a luxury of being able to watch both these teams play. We'll see two of these teams play. One of these teams, Cincinnati, play twice tomorrow. So having that luxury, we're going to wait and just see in what order we want to go on Saturday. Certainly, if you need Ross on Friday night, that might change your plans a little bit. If Ross didn't pitch in any one of the first two games, he might be available to start him on Saturday. So, we certainly know that, Laster's going to pitch. We know Preston Brown's going to pitch on Friday night. We know Jesse McCord's going to throw sometime during the course of the weekend. We know Sexton's going to throw at some point. And depending on if Ross comes in relief in the first two games. So we have some flexibility there. We're just not sure what the order is, and because we don't, we get the opportunity to watch some people play first. We're gonna wait on that.
Have you decided on a catcher yet for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, we're gonna wait on that too because both of those guys, have a couple of things that we have to wait and see in terms of some healing stuff. So we'll wait and see on that part too. But I'd be very comfortable with either one of those two guys Cody or Josh catching tomorrow.
Do you see one taking over? Or do you see that kind of flip-flopping until Gavin comes back?
Certainly they're both going to play. When you play
Yeah.
5 games in 5 days, they're both going to play. So you really don't have to make a ton of decisions because they're both going to have to play. The neat thing about playing 5 games in 5 days, you're going to play a bunch of people. And, I tell our players this all the time. The players really decide who's going to play, not the coaching staff. And they're going to get that opportunity to make a statement, not with their mouths, but through their actions in the next 5 days, really. So that's exciting to us. You got to win the games, but you also have to find out as much about your club as possible, and hopefully you can do both.
What do you want to learn from the first couple of games here?
Well, I really want to learn how, we handle left-handed pitching. I think that's a huge key, like left on left, and, how our right guys handle soft stuff, with another guy pitching. The reason I say that is because when you're in inter-squads, they have seen the same guy pitch so many different times that they, it's an easier adjustment for them. When they're playing against somebody different, it's a little bit more of adjustment. And the kids who make the best adjustments are the ones who are going to end up getting the most at-bats during the course of the year.
If necessary, who would be that third emergency catcher at this point?
We've looked at Cody Brown. We've had him catch a little bit. We've had who else we had? We had Matthew Britton catch a little bit, and we have a couple of other guys just in case. But certainly that's a concern at this point.
You've scheduled a number of these 4-game weekend deals, with multiple teams coming in. What do you like about that as opposed to the regular, just one team coming in for a 3-game series?
I like it because it really simulates tournament play. You get a chance to observe teams play. You get to formulate a scouting report based on what you see, and it's a little bit more than obviously a 3-game SEC weekend, but it takes on more of a tournament flavor. So. I like this. It also forces you to use your personnel. You can't have one catcher catch 5 games. You can't do it unless it's an absolute emergency. You can't have 3 starters for 5 games in 5 days on the mound. It forces certain things to happen, and I think, if you have an opening weekend and really only a certain amount of guys get to play, I think it takes away from how hard your kids have worked and the amount of kids that deserve some playing time. So that's one of our goals, and that's the reason why we schedule 5 games in 5 days.